Hey everybody, back again, and today I want to keep it strictly business as I talk about the importance today of knowing your customer, right? I don't care what you are doing. If you're starting a business, starting a blog, a YouTube channel like this, even social media, Twitter account, Instagram account, whatever you're trying to make, right? It's super important, critical, maybe like the most important thing you can do is to know your target audience, your customer, your market, know them inside and out, right? Who are you selling to? Who are you advertising to? Who are you marketing to? Because the more you know about that customer, the better you're going to be able to, find them, connect with them, and then convert them, right? But if you're kind of oblivious with that, good luck trying to find, again, an audience. Good luck trying to make any money. Good luck trying to get views. Don't look at my YouTube channel view count right now because you're like, what is this guy talking about? But it's super, super important. Knowing your customer, right? And when I say know your customer, I mean every bit of information you can. There is nothing too trivial, right? So I guess let's start at the top and kind of like work our way down, right? So say you're going to, let's say start a website. Let's just keep it basic, okay? Well, who's going to be reading this website of yours, right? What kind of content are you making on this website? And again, this could be a business. This could be anything. We're just using a website for now, right? We're familiar with them. First of all, who's going to be reading the content that you're making, right? Now, let's say that, I'm starting, just comes to mind, fishing blog. I've fished once in my life. I caught a boot, so I know nothing about fishing. So probably not a good example, but stay with me, right? Sorry. Oh, that's weak, nasty coffee today. So if you're doing a fishing blog, obviously your audience is going to be, surprise, fishermen, right? Okay, so there you go, right? Well, what does your average fisherman or woman look like? Are you going to be targeting towards like youth fishermen, like introducing people to fishing? Are you going to be going towards retired fishers, new fishers, pro fishers, right? So there's a lot of room just in like the age of the audience. Or are you going to be targeting all of them, right? That's fine too, right? The different types of fishing out there, fly fishing, deep sea fishing, people that fish off the pier, river fishing. What else? Canal fish. I live in Arizona, so we don't have much water. Boat fishing. There's tons of, again, like I said, types of fishing out there. So are you gonna like niche down and focus on one type of fishing again, or are you gonna be focusing on all? What type of fish? Bass, trout. Cod. Oh, you can be like the ocean trawler fisherman. That would be, probably not many websites for that, right? So again, kind of you got to really identify what is who is your customer, and is the content you're making and selling going to be like appropriate? Does it match up to that customer, right? Then you want to know about, like things like their income, right? Especially if you're going to sell to somebody, how much can they afford, and what are you selling? Is it in that price range, right? What about where do they live? Most fishermen probably live somewhere near water in the woods, right? People living in for example, Detroit, right? Is inner city, big cities you can be. New York, probably. They exist, right? But there's not a lot of fish in that pond. Hey, there's not many fishermen probably there. So you want to be maybe looking towards rural places, right? Or coastal areas, or places in, wetlands, or whatever it is, okay? So again, like I said, there's so many layers here just on something like fishing, right? So now you kind of know maybe you're getting a picture. You're getting a picture of your average reader for this blog, okay? Since it's a blog, what are their reading, viewing habits, right? Do they like to read top 10 lists? Are they more into tips? Do they want maybe video content, how-to, DIY, fishing stories, right? Fishing questions and answers. So again, there's so many different things that people want and look for as customers. So can you serve them with what they want? Or you don't got to focus on just one, but maybe focus on 2 or 3 things, and how are you going to enrich and give value to that audience with this fishing blog website that we have, or it could be equipment. That would be a good way to make money, reviewing fishing rods and fishing lures and fishing gear, right? And then you could in turn sell that on the website as well. That's basically what most review blogs and channels and websites are. You review product. It's basically a free infomercial that people watch, and hey, if you sell it good enough, they might sell. They might buy it, and you make some money, like a commission, or if it's your own product, stuff like that. Okay, but beyond that, that's like kind of obvious. Well, duh, failed entrepreneur. Of course, that's the stuff I want to know. But there's even more into knowing about your customer, right? Again, what are their hobbies? What other interests do they have besides fishing, right? What kind of music do they listen to? What kind of clothes do they like to wear? Where do they like to go on vacation? What kind of food do they like to eat? You really want to know, you can never know too much. There's no such thing as TMI when it comes to your customer and your audience. And you may be thinking like, well, what does it matter what they like to eat? What does it matter? I'm a fishing blog. What do I care what kind of music they like, right? Or the kind of clothes they like to wear, or what other hobbies or interests they have. But here's the thing, right? That gives you other angles to attack or to get their attention and to draw them in. So let's just go on a limb and assume that maybe a lot of, I'm stereotyping here, maybe most fishermen like country western music. Again, I don't fish, right? Well, if you can infuse some of that into maybe your marketing, your commercials, your content, that might be an extra way to get them in. Does that make sense, right? Or let's really niche down. Let's say you're going after the hip hop, rap, fishing crowd, right? I'm sure it exists, right? Well, then you're going to be, marketing that content. You're going to be delivering it probably a little more differently, maybe a little more urban, a little more edgy, a little more with it. Man, my non-fisherness and non-hip hopness is showing through. But again, that will give you other angles to get their attention, right? Again, what other hobbies do they have? So if they have other interests besides fishing, maybe you could advertise on some other websites, right? Again, hip hop, for example, right? Well, maybe you could, find some hip hop blogs and then run some fishing ads. When's the last time you saw a fishing ad on a hip hop blog, right? But, you would definitely stand out, and any fishermen or women who like hip hop would definitely you would get their attention for sure. So, but you would never know that, again, if you don't ask those questions or if you don't think about that, right? So it's really super important. This is probably one of the very first things you should do when you're trying to, again, build up your business plan, your marketing plan, or even, social media stuff. Who is your audience for? For example, this channel here is Failed Entrepreneur, right? So obviously trying to go more towards maybe a business mindset is who I imagine is the people watching this content right now. Because I am a guy, I'm going to imagine also that this probably appeals mostly to men, middle-aged men like myself. Maybe there's some teenagers who might see a video or two and who is this, whatever. But, a good way that I've always approached things is just to, since I'm the one making this content and I'm the one who's excited by this content, this is the content that I like, I'm going to assume there's probably other people like me out there. And so to start out, I usually will just kind of, market myself, right? What are my interests? What are the things that I like to do? What are my hobbies? What do I look for? And you hear this advice all the time, right? You make things that you like. You make things for yourself, and it just so happens, hey, there's other people who end up liking the same things I did, right? I cook for myself. I write for myself. I made this product to solve one of my problems, but other people share that too, right? So that's a very good strategy that you can do to start off with, at least, is just kind of, again, break yourself down and pretend that you were a customer, do some research on yourself, And again, what are the interests and the likes and the habits and the hobbies that you have, and then you can use that as a base to at least get a first picture of one of your customers. And ideally, you want to have multiple different types of customers, right? You just don't want to have one customer market that you're advertising towards or marketing towards. You would like to have 2 or 3 different types, because that's going to give you more traffic, more sales, more views. It's going to make your content a little more sustainable, a little more popular, and it's going to make things a little more easier on you if you have a broader base of customers, obviously. But the worst thing to do is just to go in blind and not have those customers in mind when you make that product. If you think about it, businesses are super interested in who you are as a person, and they're always trying to ask and get information from you, right? Why do you think when you go shopping at the store, sometimes people might ask you for like your address or something, right? Well, because they want to build a database of their customers and where are their customers coming from. I don't get a lot of things in the mail when I give my address out, but they just kind of want to, track the locations of people. Or you ever get the receipt with the survey on it? Hey, take this survey and $5 off, or enter to win a contest. Because again, they want to know more about you to get a better picture of how to serve, which means sell you more product in the future. Online surveys is a very easy and quick way to do that now as well. Tons of feedback. Feedback is super important. You always want to be asking for feedback if you can, because tastes change, customers change, trends change. Just don't think that the customer you have now is going to be the one that you're always going to have till end of time. And again, with fishing, I don't think fishing changes too much, but with other products and services and blogs and whatever it is, things can change. And so the customer you have now may not be the customer you end up with like 5 years down the road. Okay, but always be thinking again about that ideal customer. You want to be able to like describe them in detail down, like I said, to the clothes that they wear, the food that they eat, and that will help you better give them value and help you better to convert and to sell and to make them a fan of yours if you can reach them better. But you have to understand them first. Okay. I think I'm at the point where I'm rambling and or just regurgitating and repeating the same information. But you get the point, I would hope, by now, right? All right, so think about the customers that you're the audience that you have for your content. And I hope that was helpful and you can use that information to go forward. I got stuff to do today. I know you do too. I got to go, but I'll catch you later. Failed Entrepreneur out. Guys now. Bye.